Everyone wants to feel safe. Whether it's inside your home or just walking down the street, that sense of security matters. But when you're a billionaire, safety isn't just important, it becomes a full-time operation. Because the more money you have, the more visible you become. And with that visibility comes risk. For the ultra-wealthy, security isn't optional. It's a necessity. And in many cases, it costs millions every single year. Now think about this. Most people dream about what they'd buy if they had billions. Mansions, cars, jets. But for billionaires, one of the biggest expenses isn't luxury, it's protection. Because when you're constantly in the public eye, every move you make is watched. And not always for the right reasons. So today, we're breaking down how some of the world's richest people protect themselves, and what it actually costs to stay safe at the top. Let's start with one of the most heavily protected billionaires in the world, Roman Abramovich. The Russian-Israeli business tycoon didn't just hire security, he built what many call a private army. We're talking over 40 highly trained personnel. Not basic guards, former elite soldiers, special forces, people trained for high-risk situations. At any given time, around 20 bodyguards protect him in the United Kingdom alone. And another team handles his security when he travels on yachts, visits Russia, or stays at international properties. This entire operation costs roughly $1.4 million every year. That's nearly 8 times larger than what most wealthy individuals spend on security. But for Abramovich, it's worth it. Because with a net worth of around $11.8 billion, the risks are real. Kidnapping, threats, political exposure. So he invests heavily in protection, and trusts former special forces operators to run the entire system. Next up, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. One of the most recognizable faces in business. Amazon spends over $1.6 million annually just to protect him. And that number doesn't even include standard security at company offices or events. This is strictly for his personal safety, private travel, secure arrangements, everything designed to keep him protected wherever he goes. Amazon has consistently maintained this budget year after year. Because when you're running one of the largest companies on earth, the stakes are massive. Then, there's Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle. Even after stepping down as CEO, his security spending hasn't changed much. Oracle spends about $1.68 million every year securing his residence alone. That's just his home. For comparison, another top executive at Oracle receives a fraction of that in security coverage. Because Ellison operates at a completely different level of visibility and influence. When you're running a global tech empire, threats don't just come physically. They come digitally, financially, strategically. And that means security has to cover everything. Now let's talk about Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. Apple disclosed that it spent around $310,000 on his personal security. But that's only part of the story. His travel expenses skyrocketed. Air travel alone cost over $315,000. And his personal security costs increased by more than 100% in a single year. Why? Because of growing global tensions, political involvement, and his increasing public presence. When you're the face of a company like Apple, you don't just represent a brand. You represent an entire ecosystem worth trillions. Now shifting from tech to Hollywood. Tom Cruise, a global superstar. But his biggest priority isn't just protecting himself, it's protecting his family. His daughter has round-the-clock security, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this isn't basic protection. We're talking about multiple layers. Plainclothes agents, armed personnel. In Los Angeles, they keep weapons in vehicles. In New York, they're licensed to carry them directly. Why such extreme measures? Because of paparazzi, constant attention, and the reality that fame attracts both admiration and danger. For Tom Cruise, money is no object when it comes to safety. And that mindset is shared by many celebrities. Take Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. At one point, they hired an entire team of former elite soldiers to protect their family. 6 children, a global spotlight, and serious security concerns. Their estate in the south of France wasn't just a home, it was a fortress. A high-tech system worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Motion sensors, wireless surveillance, fingerprint access control. Every entry point monitored, every movement tracked. Because when your family is constantly in the public eye, privacy becomes one of the most valuable things in the world. And finally, Mark Zuckerberg, the face of Facebook. one of the most powerful tech leaders on the planet. His security costs? Over $23 million in a single year. Yes, $23 million. That includes nearly $3 million just for private jet usage tied to security. After major controversies and public backlash, his protection budget doubled. Because when public sentiment turns negative, the risks increase dramatically. On average, it costs around $20,000 per day just to keep him safe. That's the level of protection required when you control a platform used by billions of people. So what does all of this tell us? Living like a billionaire isn't just about luxury, it's about responsibility, exposure, risk, and the constant need to stay protected. Because the higher you rise, the more people are watching. And not all of them have good intentions. For the ultra-rich, security isn't just another expense. It's a lifestyle, a necessity, a shield between them and a world that knows exactly who they are. And the price of that protection? It never stops.